In today's video lecture, we're going to talk about text file and binary file pertaining to data corruption and recovery. Text files and binary files are two common ways to store data in a computer. They differ in how they represent and store data, and this difference can impact data corruption and recovery in different ways. Let's first talk about text files. Text files store data as a sequence of characters, typically using a character encoding like UTF-8. These characters include letters, numbers, symbols, and control characters, line breaks, etc. Text files are human readable. You can easily read them, which means you can open them with a text editor and understand the content. If you want to understand text files and binary files in more detail, you can check the video I uploaded long back on text files and binary files. Now let's talk about data corruption. Text files can get corrupted due to various factors such as incomplete write operations, hardware failures, or software errors. Corruption often results in the loss of some characters or making the file unreadable. Recovering data from a corrupted text file is relatively easier because of its human readable format. You can attempt to open the file in a text editor, and if the corruption is minor, you might still be able to salvage some data. Additionally, there are text file recovery tools available that can help recover partially corrupted text files. Now let's talk about binary files. Binary files store data in a raw binary format, that is in zeros and ones. They can contain any sequence of bytes, including non-textual data such as images, audio, executables, or even different other data formats. And they are also not human readable. So it is a bit challenging to discern their contents by simply opening them in text editor, because if you open them, they will look like zeros and ones. They can also get corrupted, but when they do, it might be harder to detect and recover from the corruption because there is no inherent structure to the data, right? A single bit flip in a binary file can have a significant impact on the data. So you can't really pinpoint, you can't really tell because it's all about zeros and ones. So it can be sometimes hard to understand where the corruption happened. And recovering data from a corrupted binary file is even more challenging. So you will require specialized data recovery tools, right, to extract data. And the success of recovery can vary significantly based on the nature and extent of corruption. And in some cases, recovery may be impossible if the corruption is severe. To mitigate data corruption and improve recovery possibilities, there are many ways. You can regularly back up your files, both text and binary files, to minimize data loss in the event of corruption. Because if you already have a copy, you can use that one if the previous one is corrupted. You can also use error checking mechanisms like checksums or hash values to verify file integrity. You can archive, you can have like binary files in a structured manner. So that can be achieved using metadata and version information. So that will help you understand somewhat, some like structure of it in some manner, and just put it in a structured manner even if the whole structure is not understandable. And if you're dealing with critical data, consider file formats that include error correction. So when I'm talking about that, we talk about different formats like zip format, like zip files, and there are also many database management systems. And so if we compare text files and binary files both, text files are more resilient to data corruption because they are human readable. And binary files are more susceptible to corruption, and they may require specialized tools for recovery because they are non-human readable. So they will require proper data management and backup practices. But nonetheless, data management and backup practices are needed for both text files and binary files.